So just 1 second. So we're on live.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Hello dear participants. And
Hello.
so here we go with Mabel.
Hi.
Mabel from Baidu advertising unit, international advertising unit.
Yes.
Mabel, can you just introduce a little bit more about Baidu international advertising unit, and so any additional introduction?
Yes. Hi everyone. So it will be good afternoon in your time. I'm Mabel from Hong Kong, and yes, I belong to the Baidu International Advertising Unit, and we have been working with the Baidu headquarters to go to the overseas market since a decade ago, and we are the first arm or the first unit to help the Baidu business to go to overseas. And basically, we've been, after so many years of experience, we've been working with lots of overseas clients, maybe in the United States or in the European countries or in other regions or destinations. So from time to time, we've been getting lots of experience on different industries. Maybe I can say that some key industries that are from overseas market that they have a strong interest on the China market. For example, properties and educations or anything related to travel, even though we are now in the pandemic impact, so we're not able to do outbound traveling a lot like what we were in the past. But this is one of the key industries so far on the Baidu business. And then the other one will be shopping. So shopping is, personally, I think that shopping is quite linked with the travel industries. So most of the clients, they will do like a pair to promote together and then to boost their exposures or to drive the visitors. So these are the four key areas of industries that most of the overseas clients, they will have a strong interest to reach the Chinese in the China or those Chinese in overseas markets. So with all our experience so far, so we are able to help you guys to launch the campaigns in China and then to share with you those tips, do's and don'ts, and how to set up those accounts and then how to tackle those issues that may be quite different to what you have been running on Google. So thanks Mobile Blade, thanks Tina, so for the invitation. We can share with you lots of information. Today we will be more focused on the real estate market. So that's in a short brief introductions about our units.
The next, Mabel, please tell us more about Baidu search engine. And the question is why people have to go for first time for Baidu search engine, and why marketers have to choose Baidu search when they're going to enter Chinese market.
Yes, again, because of the size of the market, they speak a totally different languages. And most of you guys, I think you know about that Google is not working in China because it is blocked, and only approved media access by the government will be able to reach the local Chinese population. So that's why it makes Baidu search engine, this platform is very important if you want to promote your products or deliver your brand, to deliver your message to this market. You have to go to Baidu. Actually, you don't have much choice, I have to say. Of course, we do have other search engines, which is our competitors. But as far as we can see from the third-party research houses reports, Baidu still captures more than 70% of the market penetration or the market shares in China or among those Chinese population. So that's, again, it makes Baidu still a #1 search engines in China. And whenever they do the searching, they will go back to this platform, even if they may go to other search platform as well, or during their search journey, they may go to the social, but at the end, they will still go back to the Baidu platform. So it makes this platform still have a lot of the audience, active daily users, and they are able to deliver that message for the advertisers. And so that's why lots of the global overseas brands have been running lots of campaigns on the platform. Not only those big companies, big brands like those Lux labels that all familiar with, like Chanel or Gucci, they have been running in the platform for more than, say, 8 years already. But even small brands or new brands, they are also try their best to enter to this market in recent 5 years. We can see lots of overseas clients disregard industries or disregard the size or scale of their business. They all want to try and see if they're able to reach or deliver their products to this bunch of population, which are totally different to what they have been doing in the overseas market. So the size of the market, the nature, the culture of these people, their languages, and then their habits, their behavior, all those are very unique and totally different to Westerners. So that's why it makes this platform is more significant when comparing to Google or comparing to other overseas platforms. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mabel, so much. Again, some additional words about Baidu search engine. And many of brands there want to go and enter China, but sometimes, just like website is not ready for the launch in that campaign and make advertisement. And if the people need to advertise in China, of course, they have to translate the website into Mandarin.
Yes.
To be presented well and to be ranked into Baidu, because the users, of course, are not understand, and most of all, especially if talking about the retail brands, English language. Also the really important things to be ranked on their homepage. Just because it's one of the important things into Baidu. And also another important things and priority in Baidu advertisement. For example, if also, as you mentioned before, the comparison with Google, for Google on the first page and for the ranking, is really important to make any SEO promotion for make the inorganic. But in Baidu especially, it's one important point to make advertisement, and just the first step needs to be make sure your website is ready for promotion in Chinese market and translated already, and so then to make an advertisement for the good result. And also especially some words about Baidu Analytics, and we will be sharing during after the webinars with the participants any materials why users have to implement Baidu Analytics and make more productive ad campaigns in Baidu. For now, it's also one of the also important topic we're going to discuss. What's user search for in China via Baidu? Because we are just talking today about especially real estate industry.
Yeah. So, of course, when we do the search, it's all related to keywords. So keywords is very important. And just like Tina, what she has mentioned, it's very important that you have to have a Chinese website. We did have clients who try to use their original language website, like maybe it is in English or maybe in other foreign languages, and then try to launch the campaign on Baidu. And after several rounds of trials, it was not successful. Actually, we did tell them that to translate the website for a better audience engagement and audience experience. But just at that time, they were not able to translate to meet with the deadline. So they tried to launch the website in English, but it is not working at all because at the end, the campaign performance or results or any audience reaction that we can look into the audience report, it is not good because most of the audience maybe just drop out after landing on their homepage. Because even though the Chinese, they are now more conversant to foreign languages, they are more well educated, and then they learn even not only English, but maybe Russian, maybe French, maybe German. But whenever they are online and then do the searching, they will still rather stick with their mother tongue. So it is important that you have to have your websites available in Chinese. If you think that your website is very comprehensive, got lots of pages and then lots of information on it, then at least you have to at least one page or one section of your website is in Chinese in order to in sync or to echo with your campaign on Baidu platform. So with this experience, we strongly recommend the client to prepare the website in Chinese. for a better campaign performance. Because at the end of the day, we all aim at performance, not just to drive the traffic to your website and then go, right? So the materials have to be in Chinese. It's also very important to pay attention to the keywords. Again, I have to mention Google. So don't put your Google keywords and then just copy from Google and then to plug into the Baidu platform, because the way we Chinese write and read and type is totally different to Google. Even you use Google Translate the English keywords to Chinese keywords, but most of the time the translation will be lost because the Google translation, the default design is not to fit the Chinese culture or the Chinese habit. So you've better to have someone who is able to understand Chinese, to write and read the Chinese, to prepare the list of the keywords for your campaign to be run on the Baidu platform. Again, so no need to worry too much, because we have our team to support, to prepare, and then to suggest the list of keywords for you. For the property related investment or Cyprus, from time to time, so we look into the platform and then we can see the search volumes for related keywords. For example, what's the search volume is like for Cyprus, or the Cyprus in Chinese. I have done a little bit of the research here. So from in average speaking, monthly, the average, the search volume is about maybe say 60,000. Of course, it will go ups and downs. So here you can see from the chart, the blue line, the top line, represents the keyword Cyprus, both in English and in Chinese. So it represents the audience who type the keywords in Chinese or in English, look about your this destination. The search volumes goes ups and downs, but even during the pandemic COVID-19 influence, we can see the search volume is also not dropping down. Only when the keywords is related to Cyprus property, it goes flat, but it is not dropping, unlike to other industry which really show a significant drop in terms of the search volume. So Cyprus property, Cyprus visa, they just go flat in since January, February, and March, and they used to be in high search volume, especially before the summer vacation or before the Golden Week, because it is the time the audience are planning for making a trip to Cyprus, and then maybe they pay a visit and then to look for the property, to have an on-site view, something like that. So in the past, we can see that the search volume related to Cyprus is actually quite stable. During the peak season, it goes up. During the pretty low season, they just flat. So it is a very good trend actually. So when you prepare the keywords, just pay attention to make use of these types of tools to find the right keywords or the keywords combo for your campaign to run on the platform. Yes, and again, this chart, next slide, please, can split into the device. And then again, when we see from the mobile and then the PC, more than 70% of the search volumes are done on mobile. So even when the audience, they are planning for an overseas investment, they are looking for a property or looking for some vacation home, they will still do all these activities on mobile. So again, just pay attention to mobile. Yeah. And then next one. In terms of the geo distribution, because China is a big country, they have many different provinces, and then they have the first tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangdong, Guangzhou, and of course they have those second tier cities or provinces, which actually in the last 2 years it is the second tier cities who are those big spender, who are the spender comes up with a very significant growth of budget to spend overseas. So don't just put your attention or put your budget to focus on those first tier cities in China. The first tier cities in China, those audience, they are rich, they are affluent, they are well educated, but at the same time, they are having a very high living standard cost as well, versus those living in second tier cities or provinces. When we look into the audience who search with Cyprus, we can see that most of them are from Guangdong. Guangdong actually is a very big province in China. It represents more than 10% of the total populations in China. So it is a very big place. And also and because I'm in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is also one of the small area in this Guangdong province. When we look into Cyprus property, so it is next slide. When we look into Cyprus property, so maybe the top 5 provinces may not be Beijing, may not be Guangdong. It can be Fujian, it can be Jiangsu, which these are the second-tier cities. So maybe when you plan for your campaign, you can focus your attention to be on these types of areas. You can set the geo at the accounts backend system. Also, next slide, it will be representing about the search related to Cyprus visa, because these types of keywords represents those audience. They are looking for immigration or a chance for them to move and live in Cyprus. So when we look into these keywords search volume, and then the top 5 cities or top 5 provinces are also a little bit different versus to the other 2 keywords that we have read in the past, the Cyprus property and then the Cyprus. So just pay attention to the different types of the keywords, and then change your campaign setting in terms of the geo provinces or the city level. These all things can be simply done at the accounts backend system. You can just choose the geo or choose the audience setting. Then it is all done. Yeah, and then when we look about take a closer look at those demographics, we can see that Cyprus and Cyprus property or Cyprus visa actually are on the rise or growing interest among those young adults. Young, it doesn't mean they are university graduate, but they're even only just maybe say 15, 16, or anyone below 20 years of age. So when you plan for your campaign, maybe you can set different campaigns with campaign A focus on those family with maybe children, or some campaign that aim at young adults. The two campaigns may come up with different creative messages to hit to their different markets, because the youngsters, they will use a totally different wordings when they talk about the same thing, comparing to those who are a mature working group. So these are really interesting figures, but it also helps you to do your planning or to help you to allocate your budget across your campaign, the whole projects. And because in China, we have a uneven distribution between the gender. Male is more than female. So it makes the female is so precious in China. So, but when we take a look into Cyprus property or Cyprus visa, is the younger male are more interested in going to Cyprus, but it is the female who are more interested in buying a Cyprus property. So again, when you preparing your keywords, preparing your ad materials, maybe your materials is more click to those female concept or with a female approach. Yeah, so all these are very interesting figures. Yes.
Okay. And before we're just going to start to talk about the key products of Baidu, I just make some additional notes because I just also already acquired and make the acquisition of the property in Cyprus. And for the audience, especially, the first reason, of course, just like, for example, the Limassol, one of the most famous city in Cyprus. So this is for the Chinese audience. It's like looks like Shanghai cities because have a lot of skyscrapers. The second reason it's the price. The price of, for example, if just the Chinese audience gonna to get their citizenship after 5 years. So for them, it's allowed to buy for 400,000 per villa or per flat. And so then for them, its price is really important. The third reason is, of course, the Cyprus island is really nice and a great place to relax. And so, and also the final reason, just like educational for their children. because, for example, in the Cyprus have good educational universities and have the same like with branches in UK and United States with really good English level. And so that's why Chinese people really interested about especially Cyprus property.